what is that to you and to me, O woman? My dear friends, these are the words by which our dear Lord answers his blessed mother, the Virgin Mary, when she comes saying to him at the wedding feast at Cana, they have no wine. What is that to me and to you, O woman? These are the words with which Adam addressed Eve, the first Eve, we can say, and here our Lord is speaking to the second Eve, the second mother of all creation, the mother of the new creation, the Blessed Virgin Mary. And again, our Lord will refer to her as woman upon the cross. Why? Because she is the woman. Just as Adam named his bride Eve woman, so does our Lord, because she is the mother, the new mother of all the living. And here we can see the authority of so great a mother. Because after our Lord has said to her, what is that to you and to me? My hour has not yet come. In some sense, he's saying, this is not the time for the miracle of the wine. There will be at the Last Supper on Holy Thursday, the miracle of the wine, by which wine will be transformed into the blood of our Lord. This is not my hour, our Lord says. But he, our Lord, cannot say no to his mother. Why is that? Because whatever principle exists, such as my hour has not yet come, this is not the time for a miracle of the wine, but yet because Our Lady asks, he has to obey, because the fourth commandment says, honor thy father and thy mother. And our Lord fulfilled all of the commandments, and I would say especially this one. This was the sweet commandment for our Lord, and for him it was a great pleasure and joy for him in everything to obey the Virgin Mary. It was his delight. He was in rapture. He wanted this. He wanted to show us this excellent example of how to treat the Virgin Mary with an attitude of absolute obedience. And why is that? Because the Virgin Mary is so special, so privileged. We live in an age where people speak about privilege. Here is the woman with privilege. She was immaculately conceived. She was conceived in the womb of her mother without any original sin. And she was born without sin, and she lived without sin. She is full of grace. She is, even though the mother of God, she is still ever virgin, assumed into heaven, and she is now the queen of heaven and earth. And so it belongs to this lady to have none of her commands or requests or even her desires. The least desire of the Virgin Mary is a command for our Lord. And this he is happy to do. Nothing that Our Lady ever asks for is ever denied to her. She did not, for example, ask our Lord that he be spared the passion and the suffering of the cross. Had she asked it, it would have messed up everything, because there is, again, a principle that Our Lady's requests and her petitions are never answered with a no. She is in perfect conformity with the will of God. So this principle that Our Lady is never refused is something that should bring us a lot of confidence as we approach the season of Lent. We go to her as a fortress. We go to her as an impregnable defense, a defense that cannot be conquered. Our Lady is your protectress. If you are struggling, if you are finding it difficult to start Lent, if you are finding it difficult to proceed through Lent, now ask Our Lady, help me to do a good Lent. Help me to pass a good Lent. Perhaps you also feel like I have the wine run out. The wine in my wedding has run out. I don't have any more joy. I don't have any more desire to follow our Lord or to serve him or to begin a time of discipline and much effort. But here Our Lady is the one that brings all these things in us. We depend so much on her that we can say we are obsessed with the Virgin Mary. We are constantly talking about her, and sometimes, some people, the Protestants and so on, might think, oh, you guys love Our Lady too much. No, we do not love Our Lady enough, in fact. We wish that we could love her more. We wish that we could honor her like our Lord honored her. We wish we could obey her and give her as much homage, as much love, as much praise as our Lord gave her. But we will never be like this. But let us imitate our Lord, who on this feast, though this feast of the wedding at Cana, even though it was not yet his time, he made this miracle to happen. And so begins the miracles of our Lord. This was, we are told by John the evangelist, this was the first of the miracles of our Lord. And then they would flow. What does Our Lady do? She makes us to understand that in the Christian life, we walk on water. In the Christian life, we turn water into wine. In the Christian life, we say to this mountain, get up from here and go over there. In the Christian life, we make the blind to see and the lame to walk, and we make even the dead to rise. This is the significance of this first miracle. It says that there has come a time, the time of the Redeemer, the time of the Messiah, and he has come in order to make many miracles on earth. And his main interest is the conversion of your soul. It is not so much that you be healed of some sickness or that some trouble that you are going through in your life is resolved. Our Lady even cares for those things. The wine ran out and she came to help. It was a very material and practical thing. It wasn't a very spiritual thing. It was a party and wine and so on. But Our Lady obliged and she made the miracle happen. But most of all, our Lord and Our Lady are interested in your conversion.